We are preparing to strike these companies in a way they've never seen before.
In our top story tonight, nearly 24 hours out from the United Auto Workers strike deadline, and we're learning the union will strike against the Big Three for the first time in history. However, they will only be targeting specific factories if they can't reach an agreement by tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. Good evening, everyone. I'm Courtney Bennett.
And I'm Stella Daskalakis. Soon we will hear from Mike Woolfolk, who is at the Detroit Auto Show. According to UAW President Fain, the Big Three and the union are still very far apart in key priorities. Fain says from job security, cost of living allowance to wage increases, there has not been any real progress, and the union will likely have to take action.
The companies know what our priorities are, and we've been very clear. They've made $250 billion in North American profits over the last decade. They nickel and dime our members every day. They price gouge the American consumer, and they squeeze the U.S. taxpayer for every dime they can get. The Big Three can afford to immediately give us our fair share. If they choose not to, then they're choosing to strike themselves.
UAW workers under the Big Three aren't the only ones speaking out. More than 1,000 Blue Cross Blue Shield UAW members walked out of their jobs today after they were unable to meet a deal on a new contract. If previous strikes tell us anything, Michigan may be at the receiving end of the biggest economic impact of a new strike.
We actually ended up having a single quarter, one state recession. That's how important the automotive industry is in Michigan.
That was the result of the GM strike of 2019. Anderson Economic Group estimates a 10-day strike against the Big Three could lead to more than $5 billion in economic losses, mostly coming from the pockets of UAW workers and auto companies.
The impact on consumers would be small for a short strike, the group says, but the low vehicle inventory, a longer strike in 2023, could be more impactful than strikes in previous years. Chad Fabro with the UAW Local 598, which services Flint Assembly, says this negotiation stems from the 2008 recession when auto workers were bankrupt and UAW workers made concessions to help.
They've made quite a lot of money off the profits and stuff that we did, and we're trying to get some of our concessions back.
A work stoppage is looking more likely as 97% of workers have voted to authorize a stop, the UAW says. And that Big Three companies collectively posted net income of $164 billion over the past decade, and $20 billion of it this year. Contracts expire at 11:59 p.m. tomorrow night.
Good evening. New tonight, Kalamazoo County commissioners look to wipe out millions in medical debt for low-income families. News Channel 3's Autumn Pitcher joining us live in the studio. And Autumn, approval could come soon, and commissioners telling us it could transform the lives of 38,000 people.
Yes, Jessica, Kalamazoo County Commission Chair John Taylor says the county wants to use the last of its federal COVID-19 relief dollars, along with the county, state, and private dollars to pay for this plan. Taylor tells me it will help people invest in their own lives and also the economy. A whopping $84 million in medical debt is what currently looms over low-income families in Kalamazoo County.
People are having to make the difference or make the choice between food on the table and taking their medications.
Family Health Center CEO Denise Crawford says people who don't have health insurance still need care when they have a medical emergency.
Oftentimes, depending on the significance of the illness or the intervention, these can be extraordinary costs that can live with you for long periods of time. It's the one debt, if you will, that we can't control.
County Commission Chair John Taylor says he doesn't want it to stop people from living a normal life.
No one should go bankrupt because of medical debt. And if we can solve a small portion of that problem at a local level, then why not?
If approved, the program would cover medical debt that is 2 to 8 years old for residents below 400% of the poverty level.
Those bills will build up over time. And so having this opportunity, I think, will be significant for a lot of people.
A second chance opening the door for countless opportunities.
Having the ability to get a lease signed or to get rent, having the ability to purchase a car, having the ability to really wipe their credit clean and be able to have a fresh start.
Muskegon, Wayne, and Oakland counties are also considering similar plans. Kalamazoo County commissioners will make a final decision at their next meeting in October.
Kalamazoo Public Safety says police are making fewer trips to a long-time troubled spot near Western Michigan University.
Yeah, the Y Bar and Bistro at Campus Point Mall closed in May, and police say they've seen a significant drop in 911 calls to that area ever since.
And News Channel 3's Autumn Pitcher joining us live tonight from that shuttered bar to explain the new vision that one of the managing partners has for the property. Autumn?
Yes, Avis hopes to transform the Y Bar into an arcade, something that shifts the focus from drinking onto a more friendly environment, both for students and for customers here. It's a spot notorious for crime. Police say the Y Bar near Western Michigan University would routinely draw rowdy crowds, and officers would be called out there when the party turned violent. In April, just before the Y Bar closed, police say a man was gunned down in the parking lot. Beer cans, garbage, and 20 gun shell casings left behind. In 2022, another shooting leaving a 21-year-old dead. 3 others were hurt in 2019.
Yeah, I'm just probably glad it closed down. Hopefully they put something in there that people feel more safe at.
Girls can go out now and feel safe and not have to worry about people trying to drug them and obviously harm them in any way, shape, or form.
This graph from KDPS shows the sharp decline in police incidents since it closed in May. Police were called there 65 times that month and just 17 times in August. Also a significant drop from the 48 calls police responded to in August of last year.
We do not anticipate, things of the past to repeat themselves at Y Bar. So I think we're way past that at this point.
Avis Karam is a managing partner for the closed bar. He says they're getting new operators to take over with a fresh vision of an arcade, with the hopes to limit violent confrontations.
Alcohol will always attract, after hours partying, and sometimes, it happens everywhere. But we will do our best to make sure that whichever operator we bring will have proper safety measures in place.
I think that'd be a positive intuition to come from there because, you don't want to define something by its past.
Avis tells me he hopes there won't be a need for police to patrol the area moving forward. Now, he says he's willing to do anything that it takes to make sure to ensure safety right here in the future.